Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on Foxhole, a movie that takes place in 3 different time periods and is about war. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys. Books 1 through 8. I will be at the Smithville Art Walk this Saturday, April 23rd. That's tomorrow. And I will be there with my Pineys books. It's going to be a great day outside. Come on down if you're in the South Jersey area. Now, this takes place in the Iraq War, World War I, and during the Civil War. Now, this is a tough road to hoe, as they say, screenwriters. You're talking about 3 different time periods and 3 different groups of characters. This is not easy. I think Michael Rooker's in this. I think I saw him towards the end of this. Not exactly sure what they're going for here. Kind of ambitious. This is a scene where a Union soldier, and they had black Union soldiers, ends up in the foxhole, and it's a debate whether or not to help them, or, what are they going to do in World War I. I think that's Michael Rooker. I'm not sure, but it looks like him. It sounded like him. There's only like a short clip of him. Maybe not, but in this one, they get a German. A German ends up in the foxhole. In this World War I, very confusing war for a lot of people in it, a lot of trench warfare. So they all end up jumping in the trench, but the German's by himself. They capture him, and then the debate is, do we kill him or not? And then the Iraq War, honor is a choice. Very interesting. That's ambitious. In here they argue over what to do with the prisoner, and here in Civil War, will we let them collect their dead, or will we shoot them? I mean, they fought wars differently in these 3 eras. In the Iraq War, it's more straightforward, like they're a little too gung-ho and they get themselves in trouble, and then it's about survival. So it's called Foxhole, and it's like written and directed by Jack Fessenden. Interesting premise here, Jack. Interesting premise. Is it the same actors? That's why I can't tell. It may be. It may very well be the same actors playing the roles throughout time. It's kind of hard to tell. I mean, they look similar. Maybe they are the same actors. Yeah, that looks like the guy from the Civil War. That's a funny shot. What? Ooh, what? You're not German? Uh-oh. So, this is going to be... Oh, crap. This is going to be more... Sorry about that. More thematic than anything else. It's going to be about how wars are fought, and over the period of time, how they've changed. I think. It's hard to break it down in a 3-act structure because the plot... Boy... The plot is going to have... the plot is sort of basically the same in all 3 time periods, right? They're all going to try to survive this war. But they're going to survive in slightly different ways. In the Iraq War, it's more like the American soldiers, they got the upper hand. They're not... It's dangerous, but it's not as dangerous. You've got the World War I, extremely dangerous. Civil War, very dangerous too. So... it's going to be interesting, the contrast. I'm not quite sure how they're going to pull that off in this. But I would say the first act would establish each group of characters and their situation, right? It's really going to be 3 first acts, 3 second acts, and 3 third acts with themes running through, is what I see. Right? That's how I would probably structure it. So then, in the first acts, we establish all these characters, why they're in the foxhole, what the war is, how it's impacting them, quickly. You're going to have to do that quickly, obviously, because when you break it down, each act is going to be, usually it's like 20 to 30 minutes for the first act. The second act tends to be longer, tends to be at least 30, 40 minutes. And then the final act, a lot of times, is the shortest, but these days, I just watched The Batman. God, it went on forever. So that'll probably be closer to 20. So in this, you have to split those 3 acts, right? So really, you probably got about 10 minutes for each, then about 15 to 20 minutes for the second acts, and then probably closer to less than 10 minutes for the final. It's a lot, and it's a lot of ground to cover. Now, having the same actors is interesting because, you can see that there's a black soldier in each era. So that's going to be different for each era, right? That's going to be very different because obviously the Civil War, that's a huge thing. By the time you get to World War I, it's an issue, but it's not the issue. And then when you get to 2004, it's not an issue at all. Or it should be. I don't, unless they're going for that. It doesn't strike me as the kind of movie that would go for that. Strikes me as a more based movie. Maybe not, but it's about soldiers, it's about war, it's about honor. I mean, honor is a choice. It really is. So you can choose to mow everybody down with your machine gun while you have the upper hand, or you can choose to be merciful and take your risk. Right? Especially in the modern era. In the past, it was a bigger gamble. And trench warfare, nasty stuff. Nasty. So, yeah, interesting. I'll say that. I'll say it's interesting. Is it going to be good? It's hard to say. It's hard to get it from this trailer. Now, it's not necessarily a bad trailer. There's a lot of ground to cover in this trailer. If they are the same actors, then I would say it would have been better to promote that, I think. I think it would have been better to promote that a little bit. Let's see. Do I recognize any of the actors in this? Alex Hurt, possibly related to John Hurt, maybe. These are all young guys, obviously, because it's war. Yeah, I don't see what's his face in here. So, interesting. Would I watch it? Maybe. I think I might. This is the kind of movie a lot of times they'd cover on antiwar.com because it's I think it's probably an anti-war movie to some extent about the horrors of war. Obviously not a positive, like, hey, let's all go to war. So I definitely would watch it if a site like antiwar.com said, oh yeah, this is a good movie, really portrays the horror of war. On the other hand, it is kind of a downer. War's kind of a downer. So I kind of got to be in the mood for it. But if I heard it was good, I mean, judging by this, it's a little hard to tell. There's a lot of new actors here. I mean, it doesn't look bad. Don't look bad. Black and white. Obviously, they're it's a past now. That's everything now, right? Every time you see black and white, it's like, oh, that's the past. But appropriate, I guess, for Civil War and World War I. Interesting they don't pick World War II. So that would lead me to believe, yes, this is an anti-war sort of movie. But maybe not. I mean, honor is a choice, survival is an instinct, more of a soldier's type portrayal of war, what it's really about. I don't know the background of the director. Maybe that's part of his deal. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't cross it off my list. Foxhole. When's it come out? No idea. The first trailer for it, so I'd give it like 2 months. Oh, no. Oh, this came out on April 19th, so... Oh, that was only 3 days ago. Yeah, so I'd give it like within the next 2 months. It's probably coming out from Samuel Goldwyn. So will it be in theaters? Maybe. I doubt it. It looks like more of an arty thing, limited release kind of thing. Probably go direct to streaming. Yeah. But interesting. Jack Fessenden. Fessenden? I'm not saying that right, I know. Interesting. I'm glad to see somebody making an interesting movie out there. And that's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for more base takes, including a Hollywoke hot take and a news blast. We'll see you at the Smithville Art Walk tomorrow from 10 to 5 in Smithville, New Jersey. See you then.